once again today to actually deliver a stream of Chainsaw Man. Whoa, I'm loud. I was loud just then. I was like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, yes, actually have returned to actually cover chapter 82 of Chainsaw Man. We're in chapter 81. Well, yeah, let's be real for a second. Makima, Denji, and Power just shared a really happy birthday. Nothing bad happened. What do you mean Power died? What do you mean Makima is actually inherently evil? What do you mean everything I'm actually trying to avoid when it comes to Makima's character is now actually becoming true? Like, what do you mean, bro? I don't see it. I reject the reality that exists that Power actually died last chapter and then they didn't actually share a really nice happy birthday, alright? Aki's alive still. He's vibing. He's vibing. And yeah, I mean, it didn't happen, bro. It didn't happen. It's once again, everything I would say past the Reze arc is just one massive bad dream. Like, nothing happened. Denji left and actually went with Reze, and that's what happened. Nothing's actually happening currently. Everything's fine. Everything's a-okay. But I guess we'll see the fallout of last week's chapter. That's for damn sure. We'll see what happens there, and actually what's happened to Denji as well, because Denji literally is like that boy. Oh boy, it's going fire punch levels of like, oh no. So anyway, let's put to actually gone live. Lord help me. Lord help me, please. I have zero idea how this is all gonna pan out. I'm just so scared. Right, yep, good to go. Alright, let's, yep. Right, so. Lord help me, don't be doing this, please. Chainsaw Man just pure depression at this point. God damn. Wasn't expecting how much I was. I mean, Fire Punch is like, holy fuck, man, by the end of it. But Chainsaw Man's holy fuck, man. Like, it's a different breed of holy fuck, man. Anyway, let's begin. Chapter 82. Always eat a hearty breakfast. Denji's face is just like, Denji's face is just literally what the fuck, man. The tea got cold. Should I make some more? Am I dreaming? Huh? Huh? Miss Makima. Is this a dream? Huh? What? What is it? This woman's insane. Why she holds such a special place in my heart even though she's completely batshit insane? And also inherently evil as well. God damn it. That was a good laugh. Take off your shirt. How do you respond? In exchange for you living a normal life, Pachita gave you a heart. What you made with Pachita wasn't a promise. It was a contract. I asked myself, how could I break that contract? How could I make you so hurt that you would no longer be capable of living a normal life? So damaged that you'd never be able to bounce back for as long as you live? Quite a challenge, isn't it? Most indeed. That is literally the mood the entire chapter. Like, it's just bruh. Just head in hands, just like bruh. After all, you felt plenty of happiness even living in extreme poverty with Pachita. So I decided to begin with making you a lot happier. I gave you a job and money, so basically we were right the entire time. I gave you a job and money, and fed you lots of delicious food. I provided you a family that would get along with you. Aki became a good big brother to you, and Power that bratty little sister. I make that level of happiness your new normal, and then destroy the whole thing. Any happiness or normality you experience from this point on, I'll be the one to create it all and destroy it all. If you overcome your grief and make friends, I'll kill them immediately. If you get married and start a family, I won't allow your wife and children to live long. But why would you? Because the time has come for you to atone for your sins. I looked into your past. Children's brains are really quite incredible. You see, they can hide bad memories away behind a door without a child even knowing it. You hid what you did behind a door for survival's sake, right? Because you'll never be able to lead a normal life otherwise. Your father didn't kill himself. You killed him, didn't you? Bruh? Pardon me? Pardon me? That's an interesting twist. Your father was drunk and nearly killed you. You really had no choice but to kill him. But the other grown-ups wouldn't get their money back like that. So they made it out to be a suicide. You were finally able to open the door. You helped me kill Power. There might have been a way to save Hayakawa, but you killed him too. You even murdered your own father. Someone like you has no right to wish for a normal life, do they? Nuh-uh. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Makima! Holy fuck! Just... bruh! Why do I like her so much? Why am I just so, like, why do I attach myself to such crazy characters? Every single character I like is legitimately batshit insane. Every single one. There's not one that I can say, well, they're perfectly sane. No, Ogata, insane. Makima, insane. It's just so goddamn good. I can't get enough of them. I don't know what it is. Am I insane myself? Huh. Hello, how's it going? What the fuck? What the fuck? And there we go. 82. In a nutshell. I don't quite know what nutshell that was, but no, I don't take requests unless it's actually a manga or an anime, or I guess a light novel as well. So, fuck, right. Right, so there's a lot in this chapter. A lot. Essentially, the entire thing was inherently a kind of like, it was a setup the entire time. This entire thing has been a false reality in a way. So, theoretically speaking, there's been no sense that Denji has acquired what he thought he acquired it. It's the recurring theme that was present for the whole entire manga. Like, in essence, how Denji was inherently, like, his dreams were basically nothing. It was a trivialization of what it is to be an MC in a shonen anime or manga, essentially. That's what Denji's actual, like, wanting to touch boobs was. He, on the surface, was meant to represent, like, this horny protagonist that everyone's gonna be like, ah, he's horny. What's the point following him? When no, that's not the case. The case is, it's a trivialization of the entirety of what it is to be a, yeah, essentially as well. Like, we are literally Denji at this point, and Fujimoto literally is Makima, which is along for the ride. We can't get off of this. We're like, yeah, all right. I guess we can't say no at this point. We have to see where it goes. But yeah, he essentially is like a trivialization of the MC dream, the MC protagonist in a way. He represents the whole entire concept, and you kind of thought to yourself, okay, so he's now acquired what he wants in life. He's got everything he needs. He's got a family. He's got food. He's got someone that actually does in theory want him. So then he's acquired it. But then the entire thing once again is trivializing his actual kind of like character. He has no sense of agency in this whole entire world. He's a puppet. Which then goes back to this whole entire idea, possibly what Fujimoto's trying to do with Denji in a way. Denji's basically representing this idea of a puppet. Like, in essence, how main characters in this whole entire genre are puppets for the end goal in a way. How, theoretically speaking, there's literally no sense of satisfaction in the whole entire thing. There has been no satisfaction in this whole entire manga. Like, every single moment that should in theory be satisfying, theoretically speaking, has in theory been robbed somehow. And I'm guessing it's all kind of come to a head now. Essentially, Makima's basically saying, look, every single thing you would want in life, every single thing that you're going to try to aspire to do, I'm going to destroy it. She's basically inhabiting the antagonist role of a shonen manga, but not at the exact same time. She's representing the idea that she literally is just stopping him from doing what he's meant to be doing, essentially. Stopping him from actually being able to conquer what is otherwise kind of like the steps that do in theory kind of transpire in the shonen manga in a way. So she, theoretically speaking, is like... She's kind of like... She's meta, in a way. She's basically inhabiting this idea of, like, I don't know how what you would attribute her to, in a way, like, in essence, like, whether or not she's, like, a manifestation of, like, the writer, in a way, if you get what I mean? Like, in essence, how the writer is dictating these events to actually transpire. Like, in essence, how the writer has to kind of say, well, Denji starts at point A, but Denji will then get to point B, point C, point D. And then they have the power over the entirety of the thing, essentially. They have the power over the world. But in this context, in the context of the actual narrative, there hasn't been that character actually hasn't fully stopped Denji or stopped anyone else. There hasn't really been that overarching character. There's been characters actually say, well, Denji, we're going to fight. That's been true. Rez is probably the only character I would say is actually trying to break out of that whole entire mold. But Makima is basically inhabiting that whole entire idea of literally stopping him, like dead in the tracks. Like there's no way that he will progress. She's basically just stopped him from progressing at any point. And it's actually even more evidently interesting that the entire thing also then goes to this whole entire idea that the blocked out memory was him killing his own father, in a way. Which again is actually kind of a very interesting twist. I do imagine will probably get explored later on. Like right now, it's kind of like it's like it's there, if you get what I mean. Like you're kind of like, what? Really? Huh? Okay, because it's one of those things you do understand that possibly that whole entire memory would in theory be blocked out. So then essentially, what we've been following this whole entire time, practically speaking, is only the half truth, which again is a running theme within Fujimoto's manga. Fujimoto tends to kind of do that quite often. Like in essence, how the things you're following aren't necessarily actually kind of like aren't necessarily fact. They aren't inherently true because that's what he tends to do. Fire Punch was basically all about that. How in theory, they're only actors in a world, and actually the things you're following aren't necessarily actually kind of valid in a way. And that only comes to head at the end of Fire Punch. The same thing's kind of happening here in a way. Like in essence, nothing we've been following this whole entire time has in theory been true. Every single thing we've actually been following this entire time has in theory been a means to an end to actually get to this one point, and that does in theory then tell you, by the way, everything was a lie. Like every single thing you believed, every single thing you've been following, all been a lie. Just actually get to this one point that would in theory unravel an entire narrative. And actually now it basically has. This entire narrative actually has in theory been unraveled. Unraveled so goddamn much that it's kind of like, you don't know what to think at this point. But then you also have to actually wonder what else went on with Denji's family as well. Because the familial aspect is actually a very important factor in a shonen manga as well. Or in any manga, really. Fathers and mothers play a very pivotal role in this entire narrative. So it then goes to this whole entire idea that you kind of wonder what really truly went on there. Like, what is there more to it than what we're seeing right now? Is Makima telling us everything we need to know, or is she telling him something so then he will believe it to actually then say, well, I've got no other choice, to actually then follow this whole entire thing? That's the other side of the coin, because we understand that because again, we don't know what to believe. That's the thing. We have zero idea what we can in theory believe at this point in the manga, or at any point in the manga. We don't know what to believe. So, theoretically speaking, you could in theory say, well, is she telling the truth? Is everything that transpired actually valid? Because, again, I don't know. It seems too coincidental. Like, the entire manga seems way too coincidental, and then to actually then say, by the way, you killed your own dad. I mean, it could have happened, but there could have been more to it than what she's saying. That's the thing. I don't necessarily trust her. Like, I don't trust everything she's saying. She's basically becoming like a, what's the word? There's a word for it, and I can't. Oh, unreliable narrator. That's it. It's unreliable narrator. Like, she inhabits a lot of different things. One being a very meta idea of, like, possibly the writer saying, well, you're not going anywhere, Denji, because I won't let you, essentially. Because Denji's always been kind of one of those characters that actually has also then, in theory, kind of always broken out of of his own kind of, like, mortal shell in a way. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Makima's great, though. That's the problem. She's evil. She's insane. But she's great. That's the problem. I can't understand it. There's no way in hell you can sit there and just not say that she's best girl. You can't. It's impossible. Makima's just Makima's queen. It's a problem. Unless we're always underneath her entire spell at this point. I don't know. I'm scared. But yeah, that's my entire 2 cents in the entire chapter, because it has. Because let's be real, this entire chapter has done a lot. It's done a lot to actually kind of say to you, yeah, by the way, do you necessarily actually believe what you've been following? And it's also very kind of like, it's very also interesting how this actually doesn't free play out in a shonen orientated publication as well, because it's theoretically speaking, this manga is like the antithesis of everything else going on in Shonen Jump. And I can never understand how it's actually still going on, because god damn it, it is literally just, it's every single trend that Shonen Jump's actually done in the last 50 years. Chainsaw Man's basically said no, essentially. And actually just basically said, well, you know, it's not actually that, it's not what you think it is, bro, essentially. And I actually kind of like that. But I also kind of like how Fujimoto, in a way, makes you believe one thing, because I always have in Free seen that some people do in Free say that Denji is kind of this horny protagonist, and actually he's kind of like, he's just horny and that's it. I was kind of like, I don't think that's what he's going for. I think that's one. But there's about 15 things going on with Denji that kind of does in Free then change a lot of actually how you do in Free see him. But again, it's a wait and see kind of idea. Because I just literally just saw a tweet about it. It's like, why would everyone think he's literally a horny protagonist? That's literally not what he is. He's literally like the complete polar opposite. But yeah, it's, man, Chainsaw Man, fuck it out. Oh Jesus, I love this manga so much, but I hate it at the exact same time. Like, I love you, Chainsaw Man. I love you, Fujimoto, but I despise you at the exact same time. I haven't been as conflicted in my entire life when it comes to reading a manga. Like, god damn it, it's a constant whirlwind of emotions. You by the end of it, you're just kind of like, what the fuck, man? What am I reading? What am I reading? But yeah, I mean, that's my, I guess my entire 2 cents in the entire chapter. I've got to go and reread the entire manga now, because there's a lot I've got to unpack now. That's the problem. I've got to unpack so goddamn much of this whole entire series now that it's just like my brain is literally fried. Like, it's just, by the way, yeah, Denji killed his own father. Okay, what's going on there? So is everything of chapter 1 just a fabrication at this point? Is everything a fabrication? Is nothing true? Is nothing in that chapter entirely true? Is it just fake? That's the thing. So yeah, gosh damn it, Chainsaw Man. Guess I'll be here next week to actually see what happens next. Is it next week? Yes, it is next week. Right, so as always, if you have enjoyed this whole entire chapter as a whole on Twitch and doing Fury, leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing Fury, leave a like, because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing Fury, leave a sub, because indeed it's been quite a bit. If you have then enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube and doing Fury, leave a follow on Twitter, or join Discord as well, because both do help me quite a lot, and both will then tell you when streams go live and any other streams I do as well. But until next time, some more Chainsaw Man. See you guys later. Bye for now.